I felt like an object. It started off small and minimal and manipulative because they say it in a complimentive way. You should wear your hair straight, it looks sexier that way. So you do it, and then that turns into something else, into something else, into something else. And sooner or later, you're twisted and turned and manipulated into this unfamiliar body. But it's hard to say no by this point because it feels like a form of possession, and you've always wanted to feel that wanted from another person. So it's twisted, and you mistake dominance for oppression. And eventually you lose yourself in the relationship. And then when he walks away, you realize the stereotype was true, and you're left in pieces, but you don't know how to put it all back together again because you don't know what's him and what's you.
I was talking to my sister and judging her on doing a garage sale or how, like so, and the energy was being better than, being higher than, being more justified, being correct, imbuing correctness, being, yeah. So it was a different energy, like where I felt like I was in the right, like I was saying what should be and what was correct.
So when I became a teenager, at the age where we started going to parties and events, a male family member would tell me would check my outfit and tell me to spin around, to kind of look at how my outfit looks. It was really uncomfortable because I knew that they were trying to put themselves in the mindset of how others with maybe a more dirty mindset would try to look at me, and so they would try to check if anything is exposed or anything like that, and that really sucks because how is another person's mentality my problem? Why should I change the way that I look trying to satisfy someone else's standards when we know that is actually never something possible to achieve? There'll always be someone that's discontent or has a comment to say or something like that. But at some point I forgave my family members for this type of behavior because I know that probably when they were younger that they were exposed to something similar to this. But it's really unfair to have to feel shame or guilt for the curves, the natural curves that I was genetically inherited from them. So it's something that I guess passes on from intergenerational trauma.
أتذكر قبل سنة ونص كنت في فلسطين، كنت أتعرض لكتير كتير مواقف غريبة، منها إنه مرة وقفوني الشرطة حكوا لي إنه إذا بدك ما نوقفك احلق شعرك. بعدين عرفت ليه، إنه ليه شكلك هيك، ليه لحيتك هيك، ليه بدهم ستاندر معين لكل الناس، وهي الوظيفة والقرف شغل كل يوم، خلص ما تفكر. بس كمان يا احنا كمان يعني كل حدا بيتحكم بكل حدا، بفكر بطريقة معينة. نوع لبس نوع أكل.
I start getting more hair on my body, on my face, everywhere. Also before getting my mustache and also my beard. So when you get into puberty, sometimes you could get also hair between your eyebrows. And then I start getting them between my eyebrows, and so I didn't really thought of it, but I didn't like how it looks like, so I shaved them. And then one day I somehow woke up and I didn't shave them. So they look like there's still some small eyebrows, some small hair between my eyebrows. And my father saw me, and he thought that I am taking them out with the hair remover, I think, the pincette. How was it called? I don't know. It's called pincette, maybe. And he gets so crazy. He said that you should not do that, and it's not acceptable as a man. How can you do that? How it's like, are you waxing them? Are you taking them with this pincette? It's not acceptable. And then he gets so crazy and he starts shaking. He thought that I'm gay. And yeah, and then I was like very sorry. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, very sorry. Started crying also, telling him, yeah, I didn't really mean it. I have no idea what is that. I just didn't like them. I want to take them off. And yeah, and then things ended up, he calmed down, and I don't know, I didn't shave them until like for the next 10 years, I would say. So I was like something like 13, and the next time I started shaving them, I was something like 21, or no, actually more, 23.
كل
I left the
مرة
place.
كان في حدا يا طلع علي بطريقة مش حلوة أو حكى لي كلمة مش حلوة أو أذاني intentionally، يعني عن قصد راح أذاني، رح أحكي لهم كلهم هدول الناس إنه أنتوا فخمين وأنا كتير بحبكم عشانكم أنتوا وديتوني وين أنا هلا. كل إشي صار يعني هلا بشوي بس كنت هيك عم بفكر بيني وبين حالي القصص اللي صارت معي، وكل واحد فيهم هم actually أكتر عم بيجي من الشباب من البنات، هذا التنشن اللي عم بحسه. بس كل واحد فيكم whether كنت أعرفه أو بس شفته لثواني بالسيارة بالشارع whatever، خليتوني أكون أقوى. فدي هذا إشي فخم. وفي هيك زي هذا مثل، كنت مصاحبة واحد وكان دائما يقول لي هاي الجملة، فأنا حكي لكم إياها، إنه take something that is so ugly and so negative and turn it into something so beautiful. فهون الشطارة إنه أنت تشوف السيتويشن اللي أنت فيه حتى لو هيك معجوق ومش شايف بالضبط إيش عم يصير معك، وتوقف وتاخد نفس وتحكي إنه هاي السيتويشن أنا رح أعملها إشي كتير أحلى، رح أحولها into something beautiful، رح أعملها أكتر جميلة، رح أتعلم منها، I'm gonna overcome my fears، رح أروح على الجيم أكتر عشان بعرف إنه لازم أكون قوية أكتر. فحبيت أحكي هذا الإشي المهم صراحة. هاي رسالة لكل حدا.
The conversation turned out to be very heated and aggressive, and reflected to me as if I have less of honor or.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did that whole situation evolve afterwards?
Talking about it, like digging deeper. Like, why was that a trigger for him, and what were those insecurities that came out for me? Like the feeling of insecure, being very, having no integrity, questioning my value system, all that.
Actions I would do without thinking, and they end up wrong. really wrong, and decisions I take without thinking quickly. Then when I think about them, I know I did wrong, now I need to fix them, and then they come and push it to the extent where it's not support. I know.
Of course I judged them. But I try to take my time before I judge, because I don't want to be judged. Plus, of course, we're humans, we're fucked, we're ego, we're everything, we're a combination of so many feelings and thoughts. So we do mistakes, but we try to learn. But yeah, I did judge. I did, of course.
Growing up, mainly the social pressures I faced as new into teenager was the limit of how and how much you should feel as a guy. It wasn't too looked highly upon that, to have a very wide palette of emotions when you're a guy and you're young. And I think that's really toxic in a way, because it really affects the growth of the person when told that you can't feel certain ways when you're young. And it wasn't like a direct thing from like a friend or a community or whatever, it was just the general consensus of what's okay and what's not. Like feeling weakness, for example, is something that was very looked down upon, like even at funerals, and stuff like that, it wasn't normalized for the guys of any age, it doesn't matter if you're older or not, was to show weakness or emotion or like deep, mourning. And, it's just like, you have to kind of stuff it in, and it's just really toxic, and you feel the limitations that your mind can actually handle with dealing with these things, and trying to bottle in certain powerful emotions that by societal standards aren't okay. It's intoxicating in a very horrible